Assalamualaikum and good morning. Today, I will continue to teach you another topic for the adjustments, that is unearned revenues. So, what is unearned revenues? Unearned revenues is one of adjustment which the cash received by the company but recorded as liability because the company does not perform the service yet. So, at the end of the accounting periods, the company need to make an adjustment to record the actual revenue. So, unearned revenues often occurs in regards to rents, airline tickets, magazine subscriptions, and customer deposits. So, we look at back to the illustration as shown before. So, during the cash receipt, the company will record the transactions either as revenue or liability. So the journal entry will be debit cash or bank, and at the credit side will be revenue or liability. And the record is depends to the company. Either they want to record as revenue or liability. However, the NAS made adjustment at the end of accounting period to record the actual revenue. So during the trial balance, the figure will appear according to the transaction that recorded during the transactions. So, at the end of the accounting period, when the company made the adjustments, there will be two types of adjustment that will be made. It depends to the company how they record during the transactions. So, the journal entry could be in the two ways. First, debits unearned service revenue and credit service revenue, or debit service revenue and will credit unearned service revenue. So we look at to the first examples. Pioneer Advertising received RM1,200 on 2nd October 2020 from Salman for advertising services expected to be completed by 31st January 2021. Unearned service revenue shows balance of RM1,200 in the trial balance as at 31st December 2020. Analysis reveals that company performs RM800 of services in 2020. We need to show the journal entry to record the adjustments. So, as the question stated, the company recorded the cash received as liability. So, during the trial balance, it is shown as the unearned service revenue accounts at the credit side as RM1,200. So, what we're going to do now, we need to find the actual revenue at the end of the accounting periods. So, what we're going to now, we need to find how much the revenue should be recorded during the adjustment. So as the question stated, the company had performed RM800 services in 2020. Means that we need to record adjustment for revenue since service revenue not record yet. So we need to find how much the amount of service revenue need to record. Yes, the answer is RM800. So, how we want to generalize? So, for the generalized entry, we need to record the revenue first. Since revenue is credits, we will place the service revenue account at the credit side. While at the debit side, we will record as unearned service revenue, RM800. Then, the adjustment record will be completed. Consequence for this record, we need to reduce the liability by 800 ringgit, and the journal entry will be reflect to the amounts of liability later during the adjustment. Next, we're going to discuss for another examples. We will use the same examples, but for this times, for the cash receipt, we'll record it as the revenue. So, at the trial balance, it should be service revenue accounts at the credit side RM1,200. So, we need to find how much the liability that will be recorded during the adjustment. So, as the question stated, the company had performed RM700 services in 2020. Means that we need to record adjustment for liability since unearned service revenue not record yet. How much the amount of unearned service revenue need to record? So, the total receipts of service revenue is RM1,200 ringgit, which the company recorded as a service revenue account. But for the accounting period until 31st December 2020, the company only performed the services RM700 ringgit. So during the adjustment date, we need to find how much for service revenue and how much for the unearned service revenue for the liability. So we had made the calculations that the service revenue should be recorded as RM700, while for unearned service revenue is RM500 ringgit. But now, how we want to generalize? So we need to recognize liability first as unearned service revenue. Since liability is credit, we need to place unearned service revenue account at the credit sides, while at the debit sides, we record as a service revenue. Then the adjustment will be made to find the actual amount for the revenue that could be recognized for that years. So that's all for today. Thank you.